Good morning, everyone. In a Fox News alert, President Obama still rejecting the notion that the West is at war with Islam during his three-day extremism summit.
So where's the real threat? Well, according to new reports leaked from the Department of Homeland Security, the real threat, says the Obama administration, isn't ISIS, but domestic conservatives, right-wing extremists. They're the ones who are attacking America. Well, joining us now with his reaction, the Major General Matthew Horner, Distinguished Chair of Military Theory at Marine Corps University, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So the idea that the real threat to America comes from Americans who don't like the government, is this a plausible claim?
Well, you really don't know whether you should laugh or cry. I'm trying to think in the last 20 years when right-wing extremists flew jumbo jets into planes or blew up marathon runners in Boston or threatened after they'd executed 21 Christians by beheading them to come and get us here in America. It really is the most egregious politicization of national security. We're going to be looking for right-wing extremists when ISIS prepares to attack us. It's outrageous.
Dr. Gorka, how dangerous is that then to play politics with national security? Does this make us more vulnerable to antics of ISIS?
Absolutely. Think about it. We have tens of thousands of people in the Middle East and elsewhere and here in America who have committed themselves to the destruction of this great nation. And we're going to be focusing on these small clusters of right-wingers here in the United States. This is like saying after Pearl Harbor that Japan's not a threat to America and Adolf Hitler's not a threat to America. This could endanger American lives.
But it's politically expedient. I mean, how useful for the president to claim that not only are people who disagree with me wrong, they're dangerous.
Absolutely. Yeah, this feeds into the narrative that the guys that are the real threat to America, and we saw this in the Violent Extremism Summit all this week, they're not really the problem. They don't have jobs. There are grievances in the Middle East that excuse their viciousness. Let's look at the people who don't follow my political ideology here in America. This endangers American lives, potentially.
And leaving out the word Islamic extremism and just calling it violent extremism, what do you think came from this summit? Because some are saying it just completely lacked substance.
Totally. The recommendations were that we need more community outreach. It's hard to believe that this is actually happening in America when people are getting burnt alive in the name of fighting the United States and the West, when we have people being targeted because they're members of a Christian minority. All we have, as we know, the latest American hostage has been killed.
Yes. It's also depressing. And by the way, there are even some mainstream Democrats who I think are coming to agree with you. Sebastian Gorka, thanks for joining us this morning.
You're very welcome.